All right, guys, welcome back to Play on Footy. My name is Bailey, and today we'll be looking at the St Kilda Football Club's AFL trade talk for 2024. So what is Ross Lyon going to be doing this coming year, and what sort of moves is he going to make? He's had Josh Battle on the trade table. He's obviously gone or nominated Hawthorn to go there. He's also got Jack Hayes and Tim Embry that have been potentially toying with the idea of going somewhere. Tim Embry was linked to Essendon, but I don't think that's really going to take place. And Jack Hayes really hasn't sort of nominated a club, so to speak. But with potential additions, they could get Ivan Soldo from Port. Obviously, he's only been there for a year and it just hasn't worked for him. Jack McRae from the Bulldogs, but what would the Saints have to give up? They don't really have many draft picks. They've only got 7, 24, 43. Sam Frost from Hawthorn, that has really died down now, as well as Adam Tomlinson. He's been linked to the Bulldogs, etc. Not really to the St Kilda Football Club. So they really are caught in the sort of a rock and a hard place. They're going to give up Tom Campbell, their ruckman, for Ivan Soldo, so that's already sort of taken place. And out of contract players are obviously Jack Hayes, Ollie Houghton, Dougal Howard, Zach Jones, Tim Embry, Liam O'Connell and Ben Patton. So they're the out of contract players for St Kilda. In terms of where they stack up in terms of the list, at the beginning of 2024, they were the 10th oldest AFL list there, and they've also got Brad Hill, who's their oldest veteran. He's now played over 250 games. There's about 16 players that have got 100 plus game experience at the St Kilda Footy Club, but there are also 21 players that have played 50 games and less for the St Kilda Footy Club. So they've got a little bit of a working out to do there, just with their broader spectrum of players, and where they're going to be leading into 2025 is what they really need to get in. I think from my perspective looking in, is they need a lot more, I guess, talent in their back half to support Cal Wilkie. I just don't know really how Max King's going to go as well. Obviously his brother Ben plays for the Suns, and Max has been off the park for pretty much, I think, half the season of 2024. And there's a lot of speculation around, should St Kilda go out and invest in another key forward or someone that's really going to help him out. Mateus Philippou sort of works on the half forward flank and can go deep sometimes, as well as in the midfield. But I think the St Kilda Footy Club really need to look a little bit deeper into that aspect and see, well, where can we get a good value sort of pick, rather than go to the draft and just see if we can get a trade happening, and maybe get a well-established forward player. They do have Tim Embry, but again, he's getting a little bit on in age. I think he's 30-something years old now. So St Kilda really need to look to the future. They really need to see what is going to be coming around the corner. There were some other players that were linked to St Kilda. Zach Merritt from Essendon, that I don't think is going to happen. LDU, again, haven't really heard much on LDU, and I think he's going to be staying at North Melbourne Footy Club. Jack McRae, obviously, as I mentioned. But apart from that, not really that much. Dylan Shield was also talked about, as well as Dan Houston, but I believe Dan Houston's more inclined to go to Carlton, if not Carlton, North Melbourne. So, there are some players that have already been delisted, like Matthew Allison, Riley Bonner, which was a real surprise to some. Tom Campbell, obviously, he's gone to Melbourne Demons. James Van Es delisted, and Sebastian Ross delisted. And as I mentioned before, they've only got picks 7, 24, 43. They don't really have much draft capital that they can really utilize in this year's draft and trade table. So, look, where to from the Saints? Well, their CEO, I can't remember, Andrew Bassett, I think his name is, was complaining about the father and son prospects, basically saying, great idea, give Brisbane the premiership, as well as another father and son that's going to be an absolute jet, Levi Ashcroft, to accompany his brother Will. And that's what it's sort of gotten to. I think St Kilda are sort of sick of just getting the scraps of the AFL. They want to be competitive, but they probably just don't have enough potential at the trade table. And they're sort of just a club that really needs some more players to make it a bit more of a destination club, because at the moment it's just getting the St Kilda Football Club's just getting drowned out by other bigger Victorian clubs, i.e. Geelong and Hawthorn and Collingwood. So yeah, I think they're in the same sort of category as the Bombers, and Ross Lyons really got his work cut out this year to make it happen for 2025. What do you guys reckon? Comment down below. Where do you see St Kilda finishing in 2025? I'd love to hear your feedback, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.